Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Today on January 1st, 2022, I'm going to be recounting the gameplays that we had here at the Webb household during December 2021. So if you're curious to see what hit the table at our house over the month of December, stick around. So in December 2021, we were able to get 21 different games to the table for a total of 52 gameplays. And 16 of those games were new to us. So I'm going to start with the games that were not new to us, games that were returning to the table from the shelf, and talk to you about those first. And I'll go in backward order from least played to most played and talk to you about them one at a time. So one that just got back to the table once was Silver and Gold. This is a Pandasaurus game by Phil Walker Harding. A simple little flip and write game where you're writing on these little whiteboard cards, and really enjoyed this one. Just got it once at the table to show my son who was visiting for Christmas. And very simple game, really fun, quick game that you can take anywhere and play with anyone. Next up, another write game, but it's this time a true roll and write. You're actually rolling dice, and it's called Rolling Realms, and it's a Stonemaier game. This was actually sent to me as a review copy, but then on my own I picked up the Terra Mystica expansion realm, and we got that expansion realm to the table and were able to play that. I mostly played this solo here in the month of December, but got this to the table quite a few times and enjoyed that one a fair bit too. Just put up a 3x3x3 review of Rolling Realms earlier today, so I guess now it'll be tomorrow by the time you see this video, but if you're curious, I'll put a link up above. Next up, of one that was not new to us in December, is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. This is a Space Cowboys game. We played two mysteries from the Baker Street Irregulars version of this game. And when my son's around, we enjoyed pulling this one off the shelf. It's one of his favorite games, and we always try to see if we can compete with Sherlock. And spoiler alert, we did not. We always, I think one time we beat Sherlock, but normally we get smoked. And this time we did, the first game we did really poorly. We did get a positive score, but it was rough. Second game, not too bad. We were respectable on the second one, but a lot of fun for that. We like to sit in front of the fire and just talk out the mystery, see if we can solve it with all the clues. Next up was Azul. This is a Next Move and Plan B Games game, and Azul is a tile laying game. Many of you might be familiar with it. It was on our 9x9 challenge where we challenged ourselves to play 9 different games 9 times in the year of 2021. We were able to get this into the table at least 9 times, and we played it just a couple of times in December to make sure we could accomplish that goal. It's a fun game. One I'll probably be passing on to my daughter who really loves this game. So Azul was one we got to the table here in December. Another one, not new to us, another Stonemaier game, and that is Wingspan. Wingspan is a tableau building, engine building game all about birds. And this is one of the best-selling games in history, and especially, well, in modern history of modern games, and especially with Stonemaier games, I think it is their best-selling game. We enjoyed this one. I actually played this one more digitally on Steam than I did on the table with the actual board game, but enjoyed my plays of Wingspan in December. All right, and last but not least, the game we played most in December that was not new to us is Pandemic Legacy Season 0. With my son home for Christmas and visiting, we had started this and got about halfway through the year before he left. He actually had been living with us earlier and moved back to Indiana this summer. So while he was home visiting, we actually got to play the second half of the year of Pandemic Legacy Season 0 and finish out the story. It was our first actual Legacy game, and obviously the first Legacy game we finished as well. So this was the game we played the most in December 2021. All right, so now let's talk about the games that were new to me in December 2021. So now let me tell you about the games that were new to us in December 2021. I'm going to go in kind of ascending order from the ones we just played once or twice up to the ones we played more often. And the first one is one you're only designed to play one time, and that is Exit the Game. This one is Theft on the Mississippi, a game by Cosmos and designed by Inka and Marcus Brand. My son loves these exit games, and this is one he brought with him, and we enjoyed playing together over the Christmas holidays. And so that is one that was new to us. Another one in a similar vein is Escape the Room. This is The Secret of Dr. Gravely's Retreat. This is by Think Fun Games, and this is another similar to the Exit the Game style where you just play it one time. One thing that's nice about this one, though, is that you are able to repackage it and gift it. So I'm going to give this to some other friends who might enjoy trying it on their own time when they can. So this is Escape the Room. All right, and then another one that was new to us. This was a Kickstarter arrival this month, and it is Chai. And I haven't played yet with the High Tea expansion, but this is by Steeped Games. Dan and Connie Katzmeyer, I think is how you say their name. And this one, I backed the High Tea expansion Kickstarter, and I didn't have the base game yet, so we just ordered it all together. So we played the base game so far. I haven't had a chance to mix in that expansion yet, but did enjoy this. A very beautiful production, as many of you may already know. Chai is a great little easy game to learn, and lots of fun things going on with great production. All right, now the next two games I don't actually have because I played them at game night. I was able to get to a couple of game nights in December with some friends, and the first one is Senators. Now, Senators is a little card game. It kind of reminds me of Citadels in a way, but a little bit more going on, and we played that at game night. That was a lot of fun. Another one was a classic that I haven't had a chance to play by Uwe Rosenberg, and that is Caverna, the Cave Farmers. And so it was fun to finally get a chance to play Caverna. One of my friends owns it, and he set it up for us so we could play it at one of our game nights in December. So that was a lot of fun. So those are the ones we just played one time each in the month of December. Now let's get into the multiple play games. First up is a tiny little game, and this was new to us. It's not a new game, but Hanabi. My wife and I played this a couple of times. It's a game where you have the cards facing away from you, and you're trying to deduce based on what you see of your partner's hand and what you have that you can't see and the clues that you give each other, and you try to put them in order to develop these fireworks shows. We were terrible at it, but we did have a lot of fun. So Hanabi, that was a fun one for us to give a try. Next one up, Sabotage. Sabotage is another small little box game, a card game that I picked up through Kickstarter. And this is a card game where you're trying to simulate running and owning a boba shop, but you're competing with another boba shop. And so you do sabotage one another at times. It's not got a ton of take that in it. Well, it kind of depends on how you play, I guess. But my wife and I played a couple times and enjoyed it. There's a little bit of take that. She beat me both times, so she was much better at running that boba shop than I was. All right, next up, Roll Camera, another Kickstarter that arrived recently, and my son absolutely loved this game by Keen Bean Studios. And this is, I enjoyed it as well, my wife did too, but my son just really enjoyed it a lot. This is one where you're making a movie, and we played it a couple of times. The first time we started on normal mode, we kind of went through the tutorial that you can find on their website and kind of walked through step by step the first couple rounds and then just went from there. And we were able to make a movie that was not bad according to the scale. And so we did actually win. It's a cooperative game. And then the second time we thought, well, let's move it to easy now that we know what we're doing. Let's see if we can create a cinematic masterpiece. And we were able to do that in the second playthrough. Really excited about the B-Movies expansion that we also backed when that comes through, and also just excited to try this with different settings, and it's going to be a little bit different every time with the way the different cards come up, the different scenes, the different scripts and such. So a lot of fun that we had with Roll Camera in December. Next up, Mind Management by Off the Page Games, and this psychic espionage game. I'd not really played a hidden movement game before, and this one really blew my mind in more ways than one. Just trying to figure out how to both be the person being pursued and also pursue the one that's hidden. I played both ways and really enjoyed this game. Incredible production with the attention to detail. This is the Kickstarter version, another one that came this year, but just didn't get it to the table until December. But Mind Management was a lot of fun and enjoyed playing that for the first time in December. Next up, another new one to us, and this one actually is a new one from this year, Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Now, I did not back this Kickstarter, just picked this one up on a sale at Target, but we tried this game. It's like Terraforming Mars meets Race for the Galaxy, and I'll do a quick review on this pretty soon. I'll just tell you for now that we did enjoy it, but it did surprise us, and so I'll be putting together a spotlight review pretty soon on Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition. Next up, Lions of Lydia by Bellwether Games, and this is created by Johnny Pack. This one is a little bit like a mini Euro game, but lots of different modules. And so far, we've only played the base game. We haven't thrown those modules in, but really looking forward to trying it. It's pretty simple to learn and pretty simple to play. It's also a fairly quick game. I really enjoyed it. My wife's kind of still trying to decide how much she likes it, but Lions of Lydia was a lot of fun for us this month. Another new one to us in December. Next up, and this is kind of new and kind of not. This was a Kickstarter that arrived recently, and it is Cartographers, the Heroes edition, or the Heroes expansion, or it's not really expansion in a way because it is a standalone game. But it comes with different map packs, and I've tried some of the map packs, and I've tried the Heroes expansion, and so it kind of feels like a new game in a sense. So it's sort of a hazy gray area. Is it new? Is it not? But I did enjoy playing Cartographers. It is one overall of my favorite games, and playing with the Heroes pack and then also the different maps was a lot of fun for me in December. Only played it solo in December so far, but looking forward to getting it to the table with some others soon as well. Next up is Res Arcana. Res Arcana by Tom Lehman. This is a Sandcastle Games production. This is a kind of a modern classic that I've had a lot of people tell me I should play, and I got it on a sale. I had a gift card and found it on sale and was able to pick this one up. Actually, thanks, Mom and Dad. You're the ones that gave me the gift card that I was able to use to pick this up with. So this one I really enjoy. I like the way that you're trying to really run your engine and build your engine with this Res Arcana space-themed game. Really did enjoy this. Played this several times with my wife. All right, the last two. We've got both new to me games, one very new overall, and that is Seven Wonders Architect. And just a couple days ago, I posted a Spotlight review, so if you're curious, I'll put a link above. And just a quick 5-minute video to tell you basic ideas of what I thought about this game. This is a Repos production game by Antoine Bauza, and it takes Seven Wonders, a card drafting game for up to 7 players, and really distills it down to a very simple game that you could teach just about anybody. And this one was a lot of fun for us to learn and to play. You can play it pretty quickly, about 20 minutes per game, and you can set it up really fast. It has a lot of advantages. Some players might think it's a little too simple and maybe strips away too much of what makes Seven Wonders good, or even Seven Wonders Duel. But if you want a quick game that you can get on the table quickly, teach people quickly, and use almost like a filler, but with a fair bit of variety in the game and terrific production, Seven Wonders Architects is one you might want to check out. And the last one on the list, this is the game we played the most that was new to us, and it is by Ivy Studio, and this is Moonrakers. Moonrakers is a space-themed game, as you can probably tell from the cover. Beautiful production. This is a deluxe version that Ivy Studios sent me. Thank you for sending this review copy. I'll be putting together a more thorough review of this one. I want to play a couple more times solo. I have played solo and played 3 players. I'd like to play a couple times 2 players, and might be playing tomorrow 4 players. We have some friends coming over. So I want to play a few more times, but this one's really making an impression on me. And the thing that surprised me is that 2 of the games that I've played, I just felt like it was a real hard, almost a slog, and yet I didn't not enjoy the game. I still really liked the game. So I'm excited to play it with 4 players, excited to try it with 2 players. Moonrakers by Ivy Studios is quite a good game. So as I reflect back on the games, whether they were new to me or whether they were not new to me, what were the highlights? What were the games that really stood out to me the most? Well, I'd have to say Roll Camera would be one of my top choices. This one just is such a clever cooperative game, and our family really does like cooperative games. We laughed, and we tried to, even afterwards, the next day, my wife and I said, hey, I have an idea, and she said, do we need to hold a production meeting? So if you played the game, you know that, but it made an impression on us. We really did enjoy it. So that would be definitely one near the top. But I'd just say for me, even though 2 games I really got smoked by my wife and my son, and I see some things I might want to change about this game or adjust maybe a house rule. I'm not sure. There's some expansions coming out, so I'm curious to see how that goes. It might just be that I need to learn the game better or learn how to negotiate better. I'm not sure. I want to play this one more because this one made the biggest impression on me. This is the one that I think may become one of my favorite games. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I want to get some more plays under my belt, but Moonrakers made a big impression on me, and I'm looking forward to trying it again. So my favorite game of the month, Moonrakers by Ivy Studio. All right, so that is what we played in the month of December 2021. I'd love to hear from you. What did you play this last month? What were your favorite games? Leave some comments down below, or if you have questions about any of these, since we have played them, I'd love to answer your questions as well. If you enjoyed this video, if it was entertaining or helpful for you, it'd be terrific if you give it that thumbs up down below. I'd love it if you'd choose to subscribe to the channel as well. As always, thanks for watching. This is Billy Indiana, signing off.